So there's this baker in the city centre in Aberdeen. We'll set him on the green, I think. And he made the best Rowies, the best butteries, the best morning rolls for everyone in the whole of Aberdeen. And that was it. You could just smell the taste of the Rowies coming out of his shop every morning. Now there was also a very, very poor street cleaner, a scaffie. And he was really just getting to the end of his life. You know, he had not much to live for. He didn't have a family, he didn't have a wife, and every night he would go home to his one little room that he hired off this wifey. And all that he ever ate was his tatties and the porridge that he made from the oats. He lived on oats and tatties. But the one part of his day that he used to look forward to was when he was sweeping the streets outside the baker. And he used to just stop, catch his breath and smell the butteries. And his mouth would water. And that was the highlight of his day. Well, after a few years of this baker was really just wound up. How dare he come here? How dare he steal the smell of my butteries? I'm taking him to court. So before the poor street cleaner knew it, he was hauled up in front of one of the provosts, and the provost said, okay, I would like to hear your case now. And the baker stands up and he says, every day that man comes by and he steals the smell of my butteries. Does he come into your shop? No. Does he physically take them and eat them? No, but he's stealing the smell. He's not paying for it. Every day he gets pleasure out of my butteries and he's not paying me for it. Nobody thought that the provost would throw the case out. Of course he didn't. He said, well, you come back here tomorrow and I will make my decision. It'll be in your favour, fear not. In the meantime, take this man down to the cells. The poor scaffie was dragged off on his heels, spluttering and complaining, protesting, and he was thrown into a cell. Meanwhile, the baker goes home and that's great. He tells everybody, you've got to come to court tomorrow because I'm going to get paid back for everything that he'd been smelling over these years, all that pleasure that he'd taken out of his butteries and not paid for. Meanwhile, the provost went down to the cells and he ordered a big plate for the man with meat and vegetables. Can you imagine? Vegetables. And a big pint of beer and lots of pudding besides, bread and butter pudding. And the man sat and he stuffed his face. He said, but why are you doing this to me? And he said, have you got any money at home? Aye. He said, well, I'm going to let you go. Oh, but I haven't got much money. It's only just you come here with a few pennies that you've got and I'll judge fairly tomorrow. So the wee scaffie goes home, he's had his belly's full, and he's thinking quite kindly of his provost, even though he knows that the provost is going to take the last of his money off from him. The next day, everybody turns up to court, and there's a huge audience because the buttery man, the baker, has told everybody, I'm going to get what's due to me. And then the Lord Provost goes over the case. This man here has, for how many years? 5 years now, been standing, smelling that man's buttery. He gets so much pleasure out of the buttery. Now, baker, you would like me to reward you, I presume? Oh, yes, says the baker. Right, scaffie, come up here. And the man goes up to the provost. He's all very humble, he bows his head. And the Lord Provost says, give me all the money that you've got. And he takes out his little purse. And it's just this wee leather bag, and there's about 3 coins in it. Hands it to the provost, and the provost wrinkles it and he shakes it, and you can hear the 3 coins clanking together, 3 pennies. Can you hear that, baker? And the baker's going, oh yeah, I can hear it. Well, that's your payment. Hearing the sound of the money for the smell of the butteries that he stole. Sorry, that was his favourite penny.